Okay, am I cutting off my head? No, I think I'm good. Good. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Brittany here with another video to help you guys live a happy, healthy, awesome life in a wheelchair. And today I'm going to show you guys some of the things that I do in order to prevent UTIs. I did a video a couple weeks ago about all the supplements that I have in my supplement sort of repertoire. And a lot of them were for bladder infections, preventing bladder infections, all the things to do with bladder health. And so I just thought this would be a shorter, easier video for people to digest if they just wanted to know how I prevent UTIs or try my best to prevent UTIs. I just had a UTI. I hate getting them. They're super frustrating for me. And I don't want to get another one. So I'm going to show you guys the things that I'm doing to A, heal my bladder, and B, try and prevent another one from happening. I know that they're probably inevitable. I don't like to say that though, because I always tell myself if I get a UTI, I'm never going to get one again. And I try and do my best to improve my health, do whatever I can, improve my hygiene practices to make sure that I have the best chances of not getting one again. So starting out with the things that I do every day, all the time, without question, not necessarily without question, because there's a few times that I miss here and there, but most of the time I get these things done in the day. 1, eat garlic. 2, take D-mannose. And 3, drink a lot of liquids. So short and sweet, that's what I do. I'm going to show you guys what I do with the garlic. I've done this in a lot of videos, but just in case you are only watching this video or it's the first video you've watched from me and you don't want to go click around and find the other videos to see what I do with the garlic. So garlic is a natural antimicrobial, antiviral, antibiotic because of something inside of the garlic called allicin, which has to develop with an enzyme inside the garlic when it interacts with oxygen in the air. So it has to be cut up and it has to be fresh, unfortunately. So I, depending on the size of the garlic cloves, will eat 2 or 3 cloves, sometimes just 1 depending on the size, because some of the time they're really big. So these cloves today are 2 of them. They're a pretty good size, and I hate getting the skin off. Can't get the skin off very well. So this is, oh, hang on. This is the size of these cloves. They're 2 about the same size. And I just cut it up once I get rid of all this junk. I cut it into little slices. Both of them. Ooh, just cut my finger off. And then I just dice it really small. The smaller you can get the garlic, the more surface area gets access to the oxygen in the air, and the more allicin will develop, which is the active ingredient that's going to help prevent bladder infections in your body. So funnily enough, I just read a study that said they don't find any allicin in your pee or anything like that. So there's something that your body does with it when it metabolizes it. And those metabolites end up in your urine, which then are the active thing that helps prevent bladder infections. There's no studies on, garlic actually preventing bladder infections, but there is a lot of studies on garlic having antimicrobial properties. So, okay, so this is the garlic, and then it's nice and diced up, really small. Nice and diced up, really small. And then I'm gonna wait 10 minutes because that's gonna allow the reaction to happen. That's gonna develop the allicin. So I will look at the clock. It's 8:45 and I'm going to wait 10 minutes and eat it. Okay, so that's the first thing that I do while I am waiting for this to develop the allicin. I am just going to say how freaking grateful I am for the fact that I have all the catheters I need because of the insurance that I have. And I am able to, when I do get a UTI, drink as much as I need to and pee as much as I need to. because it would be so stressful, and was so stressful when I was not able to just have all the catheters I needed, and I had to wash them and all kinds of annoying things that made my life way harder when I had a UTI. So I am so grateful for that. And I am going to mention, again, I've mentioned this in a couple of the last videos, if you live in Alberta and you don't have funding for catheters through insurance, there is a program called AADL, and they just started funding hydrophilic catheters, and hydrophilic catheters are better for your urethra because they're coated the whole way through, they're pre-lubricated, all that kind of good stuff. So hydrophilic catheters just started getting funded on AADL in Alberta, and if you want to try them, now is the perfect time to go and get some funded hydrophilic catheters that you can use during the day that can help prevent bladder infections. So I highly recommend going and checking out whether you are eligible for the new funding. Most people are eligible as long as you have a doctor's note saying that you require catheters. But if you aren't sure whether you're eligible, you can go to the link in the description of this video, and you'll be connected to a Coloplast care advisor who will help you navigate not only catheter funding, but just funding in general for medical supplies. But yeah, it is a really good time to go and get some, not free, because I guess taxpayers are paying for it, but go and get some funded catheters. And yeah, I just wanted to say how grateful I am for the catheters that I have, because I know that I am very privileged to have the insurance that my husband has from his job, and that allows me to buy as many hydrophilic catheters a month as I need, fully covered. And that just made my life so much easier with this UTI that I've had. Okay, so garlic, number one. Number two is drinking lots of liquids. I drink probably, when I don't have a UTI, I'm trying to drink 500 milliliters every 3 hours. I usually drink more than that, but that's what I try and drink. And sometimes I try to keep it to a minimum of that, because my naturopath actually told me that I'm electrolyte deficient because I'm just like flushing out so much of the minerals that I'm eating. Because they don't have a chance to get assimilated into my body because I'm just like drinking and flushing them out. So sometimes I actually have to watch how much I drink because I'm so used to drinking so much. But that has definitely helped keep UTIs at bay. And then the other thing that I do all the time is I take D-mannose. This is a D-mannose powder that I take in the morning and at night. And then in the middle of the night, if I wake up, I have some D-mannose capsules that I swallow, and that allows the D-mannose, which is a type of sugar that the E. coli attach to, it allows the sugar to be most concentrated in my urine while I'm sleeping, while my urine is most concentrated, and therefore the E. coli is most concentrated. So I do these three things all the time. Now, what am I doing to heal my bladder after having this bladder infection? Because your bladder is always sensitive. It's damaged a little bit once you've had an infection. It's inflamed, it's irritated. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate some of the bladder irritating foods like vinegar and lemon and tomato products, caffeine, anything like that. I will put a link in the description of this video to a food list that you guys can go check out for interstitial cystitis, which is like severe bladder inflammation. It's not a bladder infection, but a lot of the foods that are on there, it teaches you how to eat in a bladder-friendly way. And when you have a UTI, you should probably be eating in a bladder-friendly way for a little while. So I'm going to do that for like a month and then test out some of the foods just to see if my bladder is less sensitive. So that's what I'm going to do in terms of diet. And then some herbs that are good for your bladder are marshmallow root. So this is an herb with mucilage in it. And that is like a slimy substance that is good for the lining of any of your intestinal tracts or urinary tract, any of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be drinking some of this. I ordered a tea that has dandelion root in it, which is a slight diuretic. and it's been shown in some studies to help prevent UTIs. So I will be drinking that during the day. And then the other thing that I am doing that I haven't ever done before, but I'm going to do this time, is use biofilm disruptors. So if this is like, what the hell is that? Biofilms are things, basically matrices that bacteria build up when they colonize. So if they're there long enough and they can multiply long enough, then they start to build sort of like a home. And this matrix is made up of sugars and proteins and things like that, and they get protected inside of this matrix. And then it's hard for antibiotics to get to these bacteria. And so people that have indwelling catheters, or anybody that, you know, has more bacteria in their bladder than you would normally have, might be at risk of these biofilms developing. And usually if you have like a recurrent UTI, that's what's happening. So there's different kinds of supplements. That's what I'm trying to say. There's different kinds of supplements that you can buy that are blends of things that are biofilm disruptors. And the one that I ordered is Kirkman Biofilm Defense. I've done lots of research on the different types, and some of them you can get in Canada, some of them you can't. But the one I settled on was this Kirkman Biofilm Defense. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And it has a bunch of things in it that disrupt the biofilm. It just makes it harder for bacteria to make these matrices. So I'm going to do that once I get it. I haven't gotten it yet. Garlic is a natural biofilm disruptor. Garlic is a natural biofilm disruptor, so that is something that a good thing that I'm doing all of the time that makes it harder for the bacteria to form those colonies. And then a couple of the other natural ones that I'm trying are NAC, which is, hang on, what does it stand for? N-acetyl L-cysteine. So this is a natural biofilm disruptor. I can't say it. And this was actually something that I came across during COVID that was recommended a lot. And it's something that helps your body develop an antioxidant called glutathione, which is a really important antioxidant in your body. And so I have taken this off and on throughout COVID. And I take this all the time when I take a Tylenol, because Tylenol is hard on your liver and you need glutathione in order to metabolize Tylenol. So I always take this when I take a Tylenol. And if you take a Tylenol, you should take one too. So this is one that I had around, and I read that it's a natural biofilm disruptor. So I'm going to be taking that every day with my antibiotic, because I ended up having to take antibiotics for this UTI. Normally, I try not to take antibiotics, but every once in a while, I just have to take them because the natural stuff just isn't working. So in case you guys think that I'm, you know, some special person and never have to take antibiotics, that's not true. We all have to take antibiotics at some point, usually. And this time I had to, because my bladder just was freaking out. So another one that I read about is lactoferrin, which is a molecule that comes from bovine milk. And it helps you absorb iron. So I'm taking this partly as a biofilm disruptor and partly to be able to absorb iron more because I'm iron deficient. So I have some desiccated liver capsules which have iron in them, and I'm going to take this with those and see if it affects my my iron levels and helps to improve them. So these are the natural biofilm disruptors that I'm taking for now: the garlic, the lactoferrin, and the N-acetyl L-cysteine. And then when I get the Kirkman Biofilm Defense, I will take that as well. Oh, I'm also starting juicing again, because there was a time that I went 5 years without having to take any antibiotics at all. And that was the time that I was drinking green smoothies every day and juicing. So not juicing fruit juices like oranges or anything, juicing like vegetables, like cucumber and kale and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go back to that. I just ordered a juicer off of Amazon, which I'll link to in the description below. It's cheap. It has really good reviews. And really any juicer that gets you juicing and makes it a daily practice, easier to make a daily practice, and something that's not going to break your budget is a good thing. So I'm going to do that too. So I'll keep you guys posted on if the juicing is actually doing anything or not. I have to eat the garlic. It's been 10 minutes. Actually, it's been 12 minutes. So I'm going to eat the garlic, and I'll show you guys what I do. So at the end of this video, I'll show you guys what I do to eat the garlic. So I just take it in like a little pile, and I put it under my tongue. I take a swig of water, let it out from under my tongue, and then swallow the whole thing. And I just do it over again until it's gone. I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me. I'm dropping it all over my lap and in my hair. And then I always eat something after, because garlic can be like a little hard on your stomach. I'm used to it now, but I still get gassy. But you should eat something before, like sandwich it. That's what I do. I sandwich the garlic in food. So I ate breakfast before this, eggs and spinach, and then I'm eating this after the garlic. Also helps to keep the smell away. I still do stink, but I guess that's the price you pay for trying to prevent UTI. Oh, I almost forgot. Oh my God, I almost forgot. This is like one of the things that I wanted to share in this video. I need to write this stuff down so that I'm not forgetting. One of the best resources that I wanted to share with you guys, best resources I've ever found on the internet for UTI prevention, UTI treatment, UTI anything, is stoputiforever.com. And it has all of the information that I have talked about in this video on that website. It is the best resource that I have found so far for everything UTI related. It has everything on there, from biofilm disruptor information to things that soothe your bladder to prevention tips to she even makes, the girl who's the founder of this website even makes like a feminine wash that's like a probiotic feminine wash, so you don't kill your gut flora, or your vaginal flora. That's another thing I forgot. Oh my God, I'm terrible. I forgot this too. I'm taking probiotics while I'm taking my antibiotics, so I don't kill all of the good flora in my body. So I'm taking probiotics at night, and then I'm actually taking feminine, like vaginal probiotics, suppositories. So up the hoo-ha, I'm calling it a hoo-ha, every night, just to prevent the antibiotics that I'm taking from killing all of my vaginal flora, which is the good healthy bugs that stop all of the bugs from your rectum getting anywhere near your urethra. They basically are your army that's kind of waiting in the wings in between your urethra and your rectum. So or your anus, your rectum, whatever. So yeah, that is another thing that I'm doing. So just to recap, because this video was all over the place, I am doing things every day, which is the garlic in the morning, D-mannose in the morning, at night, and in the middle of the night I take it if I wake up, and then drinking lots of liquid. And then healing my bladder, I'm doing herbs like dandelion root and marshmallow root, and then the garlic is also something to kill bacteria. And then the biofilm disruptor to stop the bacteria from making those, nice cozy homes inside your body. I'm taking NAC, garlic, lactoferrin, and then when I get it, the Kirkman biofilm defense. And then taking probiotics to make sure that I have a really good, healthy body flora in my gut and in my vaginal area to stop the bacteria from migrating to where they shouldn't be. So that is it. If you guys have any questions, like I said, please let me know and I will do my best to answer them. If you guys have any other tips on how to prevent UTIs, just put them in the comments, because it is very valuable for other people to read, and I love learning from you guys. I've learned a couple new natural antibiotics from my supplement video when you guys shared those in the comments below. So please do that if you have any other tips or suggestions. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you back here on another video. Bye, guys.